Part of Arrow's Nico Mastorakis collection is The Time Traveller from 1984, otherwise known as The Next One. And, even going into a Mastorakis film, you're expecting something weird and odd. Nothing prepared me for the movie I was going to get here. This is such an odd film, and the next one is probably a more fitting title to this, as we meet Glenn, a man who wakes up on the beaches of a Greek island, unsure of anything really. He's taken in by Andrea, played by Adrienne Barbeau, who brings her into her household, kind of nurses him back to health, and sees that there's something rather strange about Glenn.
He's not a man. He's a stranger, and he's only here until he recovers. What'd you expect me to do? Leave him out there to freeze to death?
As he slowly starts to experience things, goes out there in the world, as if he's almost seeing it for the first time. And this leads into a sort of parable of Jesus. He is like the next one, the second coming, another character, and it becomes religious, theological discussions are brought up. There is an idea of science fiction run into this one, and it's a whole hot pot of just weirdness. I'm not entirely sure it works. There is a sort of languid pace to this one, especially from our main character played by Keir Dullard from 2001, who I feel it does what is being asked of him. I don't know if it entirely works, and that's not always down to him, but down to the story itself.
Could you please bring me some pure Mexican grass?
What?
You know, the stuff that smells awful, but then when you put it in your mouth, it's good shit.
This idea that this character could be our second coming of Jesus, it could be something completely different, it is toyed with throughout the film. There is a point later on where they kind of take away that mystery by having our character do something that kind of robbed the movie of that is he not kind of mystery that I had going on with it. Adrienne Barbeau appears in this one, and she is, as always, pretty great, and this feels like an almost parallel film of like Starman, where we have someone who's just odd and out there and very different being brought in by women who they kind of connect throughout the film, and she tries to teach him the ways of history, of language, of how people just go about their business, as well as some other things.
Make love to me.
But again, it feels like a kind of forced love story that I'm not really involved with. I'm not really interested in, because there is a whole other side story of an escaped criminal, and for the longest while she suspects that maybe he is this criminal, and it's all about identity and reputation along with actions and how that all works together to really define you rather than what other people are saying.
Now I understand why we have to self-destruct if we're trapped into another time. Because the progress of the human race is based on imperfection.
But it's tough. Not to say that the movie's bad, it's just weird and unusual, even more so for a Mastorakis film. The fact that it has this religious rhetoric at its heart, while kind of damning it, I feel at the same time is a strange and unusual tact in this film. The Time Traveller was odd, unusual, some stilted performances, some fun moments, some interesting aspects, some familiar tropes brought in throughout the film that don't really add anything to it other than the running time, which feels as if it's just a little bit too long, and the ending is just, well, like the rest of the movie, a little bit strange. The Time Traveller was something that I am very glad to have seen, because, well, it's another Mastorakis chopped off the list, and it's just such an odd one. But hey, that's my opinion. I would love to know what you think of The Time Traveller, so let me know in the comment box your thoughts on this weird oddity. And as always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com, all ways in which you can support. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.